Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will not be sacked. Despite a topsy-turvy start to the season, Solskjaer is under pressure because we've only won 2 of our last 6 games in all competitions. And the vast majority of Manchester United fans are demanding Ole out. Maybe there's still some Man United fans that are Ole in. But yeah, Man United are still fully committed to Solskjaer. They've made that clear and have no plans to replace the club legend as manager. Solskjaer got very good backing in the summer transfer window. John Murtough backed him. John Murtough is our director of football, and we made the right decision getting a director of football in, because I did mention that's one of the structural changes we needed at the club. Darren Fletcher also backed him, and we made the right decision recommending Darren Fletcher back him. Darren Fletcher knows the club through thick and thin. He endured 2 decades as a player for Man United. Ed Woodward has also backed Solskjaer. You know, Woodward has said several times before that I'd back Solskjaer, and he even assured Solskjaer's job was safe when we endured them bad periods under him. Woodward is leaving Man United. It got announced back in April that he was leaving when that European Super League came into the equation. Woodward has had a 16-year association with the club. And the Glazers backed Solskjaer in the summer transfer window. On my previous video, I give you the news on the Glazers. The Glazers selling 8% of Manchester United. And the shares are worth up to 137 million. Towards the end of last season, the Glazers were planning to scrap the Champions League for that European Super League. And reflecting on that, there was United fans protesting against the Glazers at the Carrington training ground. Then they protested against the Glazers outside Old Trafford. But Solskjaer did reveal that the Glazers apologised. Was it back in April? He says the Glazers could have been forced to sell Man United, but for only £4 billion. The Glazers have put Man United in so much debt. They purchased the club for 500 million back in 2005. They've been at the club now for 16 years. And Manchester United endured a very good summer transfer window. We made 4 signings. You know, we brought Tom Heaton in on a free transfer from Villa. Obviously brought him in as a backup. You know, he played in pre-season before the start of the Premier League season. Brought Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund. Brought Rafael Varane in from Real Madrid. And we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo after 12 years. We spent 141 million in the summer transfer window. Solskjaer's endured like 5 transfer windows now as permanent Man United manager. It was disappointing that we didn't sign a midfielder in the summer transfer window. I'm hoping we can sign a midfielder in January or next summer. Man United want Declan Rice. Solskjaer's told the Glazers he wants Man United to sign Declan Rice. It said the other week, was it? Man United abandoned the pursuit of Declan Rice over West Ham's 90 million valuation. He says Man United were looking at Declan Rice alternatives. Earlier on this season, it said Man United identified Declan Rice as the #1 midfield transfer target for next summer, because it said Declan Rice is likely to leave West Ham next summer as he targets a club offering Champions League football. Well, when the summer transfer window was open, it said Declan Rice rejected a few contract offers at West Ham. And it said Declan Rice was unhappy with West Ham's £100 million price tag. Rice has got, 3 years left on his contract at West Ham. Went in for some other midfielders in the summer transfer window. We tried to get Saul Niguez from Atletico Madrid. Obviously ended up going to Chelsea on loan. And we also tried to get Ruben Neves. We only managed to sell one player in the summer transfer window, and that was Daniel James. We sold him to Leeds for 25 million. The reason we sold him is because we re-signed Cristiano Ronaldo. We loaned a few players out in the summer transfer window. We loaned Ethan Laird out, Andres Pereira, Axel Tuanzebe, Brandon Williams to Heath Chon and Facundo Pellistri. But like I've said in regards to Solskjaer, he's not the long-term manager for Man United. And a lot of United fans will agree with me on that aspect. We certainly made a mistake giving Solskjaer that new contract in the summer. You know, he signed a new contract with the club till 2024 with an option of a further year. You know, there's United fans that want Antonio Conte to replace Solskjaer, and there's some United fans that are demanding Zidane in. I said at the start of this season that this season is going to be massive for Solskjaer, because he's got big expectations to exceed. This season is Solskjaer's third full season as Man United manager. Solskjaer has to win a trophy to basically save his job. He has not won a trophy yet as Man United manager, and Solskjaer's been in charge of the club for almost 3 years. We haven't won anything since 2017. Man United should be winning the Premier League this season, because we've got a title winning squad, so there's no more excuses. And earlier on this season, Solskjaer told his Man United squad that it's better than the 1999 treble winning team that he was part of. My two biggest concerns about Ole is that he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager, and his decision making concerns me, because analysing the vast majority of the games he's managed at Man United, he's been tactically naive. Solskjaer was a very good player for us. You know, he's got a proven pedigree when he was a player, because obviously he won a lot of trophies. And the reason Solskjaer is still Man United manager is because he's a legend of the club. So obviously our board and that have got a soft stance on him. But reflecting how long Solskjaer's been at Man United, he has gained some managerial experience and he's learnt a few different things on the job, but there's still plenty of things he's got to learn because he's still a young coach. You know, Solskjaer got appointed in December 2018 to replace Mourinho. He's been permanent Manchester United manager since March 2019. Despite me criticising Solskjaer a lot, I still think he's our best manager since Ferguson. Well, he's our fourth permanent manager since Ferguson, because obviously since Ferguson we sacked Moyes, Van Gaal and Jose Mourinho, and we're not even really known as a sacking football club. We haven't really got the structure to keep sacking managers. But obviously Solskjaer's not going to replicate what Ferguson did. No manager at Man United or in general is going to replicate what Ferguson did, not in my lifetime anyway. Ferguson brought success to Man United. He won 30 odd trophies, including 13 Premier League titles, and Ferguson enjoyed a 27-year tenure at Man United, so he was a long-serving manager. Ferguson didn't settle in straight away though, because he didn't win out in his first 4 years at Man United, so that just indicates it takes some managers time to settle in. But you know, when results aren't going our way, and when we've been inconsistent, when we are inconsistent, Ollie's accountable for certain things, but not all of the blame stems from him, because there's still certain players at Man United that are not good enough to represent the club. You know, I'm expecting Manchester United to sell players next year. I think next year we're going to sell Martial. We're going to offload Cavani. We're going to offload Juan Mata. I'm expecting us to offload Lingard next year. I think Dalot will go next year. I think Jones will also go next year. I think Bailly could go next year. Alex Tellez I think will go next year. I also want us to sell Fred, because Fred isn't good enough to represent the club. But I think Man United have got a very, very good squad. Obviously, we've got David De Gea. Very, very good goalkeeper. De Gea's done well so far this season. You know, he's made very good saves. His distribution's also been good. De Gea reclaimed the number 1 spot back. When it was the summer, he said De Gea decided to cut short his holiday by 2 weeks to fight for the starting place. And he said De Gea is determined to fight for his Man United future. De Gea has made mistakes in the last couple of years, but he's made up for that so far this season. This season is De Gea's 11th season at Man United, so he's been a long servant. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. De Gea receives £375,000 a week, and he's got under 2 years left on his current contract. De Gea's won everything domestically at the football club, and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. You know, I think Dean Henderson is also a good goalkeeper. Henderson's only been in goal for 1 game this season. That was the West Ham game in the Carabao Cup. He did well in that one, to be fair. Henderson did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. His distribution was good. He kept a lot of clean sheets. Henderson has got that experience behind him. He enjoyed 2 successful loans with Sheffield. He's had other loan spells before, and before the start of last season, Henderson signed a 6-year contract with Man United, so reflecting on that, he committed his future to the club. Henderson was out for a while at one point with COVID. Luke Shaw, he's a very, very good left back. He hasn't been great so far this season. He was far superior last season to how he has been so far this season. Luke Shaw's just come back from a minor injury and illness. Shaw has had a good career at Man United despite the injuries in that he's sustained. Shaw's been at Manchester United for like 7.5 years. So he's been a long-serving player, and he's been our first choice left back for a while, and still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Tellez. Said earlier on this season, we're in the process of extending Luke Shaw's contract. Shaw's got under 2 years left on his current contract. Raphael Varane, he's a very, very good centre-half. He's done pretty well so far, but he hasn't been great in his last 2 games. But prior to that, he's done well in all the other games. You know, Varane looks well composed, he's effective in the air, he makes good interceptions, and he brings the ball out well from the back. We got Varane in a deal worth 41 million with add-ons included. Man United paid like 34 million up front. Varane signed a 4-year contract with Man United with an option of a 5th year. And Varane to Manchester United was official just before kick-off against Leeds, which was the opening day. But Varane is regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced, and he's got a good pedigree as a player, because Varane won a lot of trophies when he was at Real Madrid. And he was a long-serving player when he was at Real Madrid. He endured, 10 years with them. Maguire, he's good when he wants to be. He hasn't been great so far this season. Maguire's had his good games at Man United. He's also had his bad games. Maguire is out with injury at the moment. He's out for a few weeks, Solskjaer confirmed not so long ago. Maguire had ligament damage in his ankle towards the end of last season, and he was a big miss. We overpaid for Maguire, got him in a deal worth 80 million from Leicester. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and the second most expensive signing at the club, behind Pogba. You know, Eric Bailly, he's a decent centre-half. I hope Manchester United can keep him, as a backup. Bailly played against West Ham in the Carabao Cup. It was his first start of this season. He put a very good performance out. My only element of concern about Eric Bailly is injury prone, so in that aspect he's a liability. Towards the end of last season, Bailly signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. We brought Bailly in under the Jose Mourinho era. We paid £30 million for him from Villarreal. So he's been with us now for like 5.5 years. And Wan-Bissaka, I think he's a good right back. There is aspects of his game that I've got to improve, but despite that, I still reckon he's one of the best right backs we've had since Gary Neville. This season is Bissaka's 3rd full season at Man United. We got Bissaka from Crystal Palace for 50 million back in the summer of 2019. Defensively, Bissaka's always been superb. Paul Pogba, he's also very good. He's enjoyed a good start to the Premier League season. Paul Pogba has already got 7 assists in the league. He produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season, but at one point last season he had a thigh injury and he sustained a couple of ankle injuries at Man United. Now I'm hoping Pogba signs a new contract. Pogba's current contract at Man United expires next summer. Before the start of this season, Pogba rejected a new Man United contract, but it did say that Pogba sees a long-term future at Man United but may wait on the contract extension. Earlier on this season, it said Pogba's very likely to leave Man United on a free next summer. Pogba has had a long-running transfer saga. He's been relentlessly linked with Real Madrid. PSG have been in for him. PSG are prepared to offer Pogba £510,000 a week in wages to prize him away from Man United. PSG couldn't get him in the summer transfer window because they got Lionel Messi. Barcelona have wanted him. Inter Milan have been in for him before, and his former club Juventus have been in for him. A few weeks ago now, Paul Pogba's agent Mino Raiola suggested that Pogba could return to Juventus from Man United on a free next summer, because he did mention that Turin is still in Pogba's heart. But the other week it said Juventus have no plans to re-sign Pogba next summer. It says Man United must sell Pogba in January to buy players. A few weeks ago, Pogba's brother Matthias Pogba came out and said that Paul Pogba's yet to decide on his future, and he said Pogba's contract situation is up in the air. Like I updated you on my recent video, Man United are losing time to convince Paul Pogba to stay. Man United have set the Paul Pogba deadline. Man United want Paul Pogba's future to be sorted by Christmas. And Man United hope he will sign a new contract worth £400,000 a week. He receives $290,000 a week at the moment. This season is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far, and he's our most expensive signing at the moment because we paid $89 million for him. Quite a lot of times, we play Paul Pogba on that left wing, in more of an advanced role. I think he's better in more of an advanced role than he is in a deeper role. Donny van der Beek is also a good player, but I haven't really had much of a perception on him at Man United because he hasn't been given enough game time. And I've already said Solskjaer needs to start Van der Beek, especially in the Premier League. Solskjaer is ready to let Van der Beek go. Donny van der Beek's agent has been working hard on finding a new club for his client. Many clubs have been in for Van der Beek, including Everton. Sky Sports recently said that Everton remain interested in Van der Beek. Everton were close to signing Donny van der Beek on loan, but Solskjaer rejected Van der Beek's exit. Not so long ago, Van der Beek was furious with Solskjaer as he was left on the bench in Man United's win over Villarreal, and Donny van der Beek will try to force a January transfer away from Man United following his Villarreal meltdown. By the way, Van der Beek was spotted throwing chewing gum in the dugout against Villarreal with frustration. This season is Van der Beek's second full season at Man United. We got him for 40 million with add-ons included, and he's got a contract with Man United till 2025, and he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. Bruno Fernandes, obviously, he's very good. Bruno Fernandes is one of our best players, and he's one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. In a lot of Fernandes' games, he's been very consistent, but there's also been a few games where he's looked off the pace. Fernandes got the assist for Martial's goal against Everton last weekend. Fernandes also got the assist for the Telles goal against Villarreal. Fernandes obviously missed a 93rd minute penalty in the 1-0 defeat to Aston Villa, so Fernandes missed out on the opportunity to salvage Manchester United a point. Earlier on this season, Fernandes scored a very good goal from 25 yards out against Newcastle, and he scored his first Man United hat-trick in the 5-1 win against Leeds on the opening day. It said earlier on this season that Bruno Fernandes is close to signing a new 5-year contract with Man United worth $250,000 a week with the signing of Ronaldo. The moment Fernandes is under contract with Man United till 2025, there's an option of a further 12 months. Fernandes wants to stay at Man United, he's made that clear. We got Fernandes back in January 2020 from Sporting Lisbon, but last season he won Player of the Year, and he's won Player of the Month quite a few times. Fernandes predominantly plays as a number 10. Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously, He's the best player in the world, in my opinion. Ronaldo's done really well since he's re-signed. He's already scored 5 goals. Like I updated you not so long ago, Ronaldo was recently annoyed with Solskjaer after Man United's 1-1 draw with Everton. You know, Ronaldo stormed off down the tunnel. Solskjaer got heavily criticised for not starting Ronaldo against Everton, but Solskjaer came out and said that he had no regrets over not starting Ronaldo. Ronaldo saved us against Villarreal. You know, he scored in the 95th minute of stoppage time in that game, but we can't keep relying on Ronaldo. Obviously, Ronaldo wants to retire at Man United and then coach Cristiano Jr. in the Red Devils youth team. Prior to the Villa game, you know, Solskjaer said he believes Ronaldo can keep playing for Man United into his 40s. Well, Ronaldo's 36 at the moment. Ronaldo's already hinted that he's looking to stay at Man United beyond his current contract. When Ronaldo re-signed, he did sign a 2-year contract with an option of a 3rd year. Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week, so he's the highest earner at Man United. He wears the number 7 shirt, and we got Ronaldo for 19.8 million with add-ons included. Ronaldo's already the all-time record scorer in the Champions League, and earlier on this season he became the all-time international top scorer with 2 late goals against Ireland. Ronaldo has won 32 major trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. You've got Mason Greenwood, that's also very, very good. He hasn't done bad so far this season. He's got 3 goals in the league so far this season. There was a time though where he won a long period without scoring. But yeah, despite that, you know, Greenwood's been an absolute revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United back in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7, so he's been part of the club for a long time, and Greenwood signed a new 4-year contract with the club last season. He deserved a new contract reflecting on his good performances. Most of the time we play Greenwood on that right hand side because that's where he's more effective. But you can play him up top as well, and I think he can go on the left, but he's not effective on the left at all. Jadon Sancho, now he is a good player, but like I've already mentioned, Sancho has not enjoyed a good start to his Man United career. Like I said to you this morning, Solskjaer's failing Sancho because Solskjaer's playing him out of position. You know, he keeps putting him on that left-hand side. Yeah, he can play on the left, but he's not effective on the left. He's much more effective on the right-hand side because that's his predominant position, the right wing. You know, like I've said though, it does take some players time to settle in. And I revert back to what I've said before. Sancho will do well at Man United providing that Solskjaer uses him correctly. Not so long ago, Borussia Dortmund warned Man United about the Jadon Sancho problem. You know, Borussia Dortmund's CEO came out and said that Sancho's lack of game time at Man United is hurting my soul. We got Sancho for 78 million with add-ons included. We paid 73 million up front, and Sancho's under contract with Man United till 2026 as an option of a further year. And Edison Cavani, no, he's made an impact since he's coming as well. And Rashford, he's good when he wants to be, but Rashford has endured his bad periods at Man United. The good news is, from Man United perspective, Rashford is very close to returning. I think he's already returned, should I say. But yeah, we'll look much better when he gets back into the team. So there you go, we've got a very, very good squad. You know, there's some players that aren't good enough. Lindelof isn't good enough. Fred isn't good enough. I don't think Matic is good enough. Lingard isn't good enough. Martial isn't good enough. I'd probably say McTominay isn't good enough. And like I've already said to you, there's a few players that don't even get in the team. Martial doesn't really play. Lingard doesn't really play. Mata doesn't get in the team. Telles doesn't get in the team. Jones doesn't get in the team. Dalot doesn't get in the team. Imad Diallo doesn't really get in the team. He's recently been out of injury, but is he now close to return? No, has he returned, Imad Diallo? So anyway guys, that's everything to update you for today. Drop me comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.